Welcome back to Winning Law. I'm attorney David Nguyen with offices in Houston, Texas, and today we're going to share a testimonial from one of our clients that recently became a U.S. citizen through naturalization. And a very frequent issue that we receive at our office is individuals wanting to apply for naturalization, but they're worried because either English is not their first language or they're advanced in age and they're worried about not being able to memorize the 100 U.S. history and civic questions. So in this testimonial from this client, you're going to learn that age is just a number, and no matter how old you are or how many doubts you have about passing the naturalization exam, it's not a good excuse because anyone can do it. Once again, thank you for watching Winning Law. I'm attorney David Nguyen, and we hope that we have made immigration easier to understand.
Sure, I'm Tom Patterson. No, not at all. No compensation. Well, I think it would be, I'd like to share my knowledge, and maybe it'll help some of the others that are coming in for the, are going through the same thing. A lot of varieties, but I've been a resident here in the U.S. for about 50 years, and I'm originally from Canada. However, I've been here longer than I ever was in Canada. I'm 84 now, and all my family's here, and all my friends are here. This is my home, so I decided to go ahead and apply for citizenship. Well, my application went in on November the 7th, 2022, and I got I forget the date of the letter, but anyway, I got the letter asking me to come in on January the 30th, 2023 for the interview. Well, y'all did several things. You essentially at the end, you did prepare the application form. Of course, I had to provide a lot of information to start. And based on the information I was providing, we actually went back and forth several times. You felt that some of the items might need a little expanding upon my answers, and helped me with that. So in those two areas, plus I went through a sample interview, and I felt quite comfortable based after that. Of course, you all caught me on a couple of probably no-nos, but I knew enough not to mess up with them on the actual interview by the time I was finished. There was a letter there, and it had been mailed, I guess, February the 10th, but I didn't actually get it, and it's that letter that had the time and the date and the location. So there I was stuck. I knew I had something coming up, but I didn't have the details, didn't know when or where to go for the ceremony. So I was able to determine the time and the date and the place. The letter did arrive eventually, one business day before the actual ceremony. So I could have been in trouble there if I hadn't had that my USCIS to go to. So I would really recommend that anybody that's going through this sign up for that my USCIS online, and just keep checking it. It's just a question of you go to my USCIS, and I think it's .com, and you go there, and all you got to do is click on sign up and put in your username and password. It's pretty simple. And then there's once you do sign in, you got several selections to make, but one of it is my USCIS, and by golly, it just takes you right in there. I found actually, yes, my case was in there for the naturalization, but there had been, in the past, I had asked for a replacement for my green card at one time, and there was all the documentation for that. But that was a separate case. There it was. It wasn't hard to find, and it really is a valuable tool. Well, what I would tell them is don't be afraid. My biggest problem is that my hearing is not very good. And on the application I did indicate that, and the USCIS came back and they said they'd take care of it. They'd provide me with a device at my interview to help with the hearing, and the agent would speak louder if necessary and slower. I never really had a problem with the agent, and I did not need the device. The only places I really hit was when I went to the interview. The first thing they do is they call you for your biometrics. Well, that's an easy one because they post that up on the screen, so you keep an eye on that and you see your number come up. But then when it's time to go in with your interview, they actually call out your number, and I couldn't hear that too well. So I had to check, and I did that several times with the agent that was at the doorway, calling out the numbers just to be sure my number hadn't already been called. And when it came time, they came and got me, actually. I had another problem during the actual ceremony. I couldn't hear when they wanted me to come up to the table to get my certificate and a few things like that, because I couldn't hear well enough. Fortunately, there was another applicant there sitting next to me, a complete stranger, and when the lady saw I was having trouble, she said she would listen for me, which she did. But that was the biggest problem I had, was my lack of hearing. But I found all the government personnel as well as the people there to be very, very helpful. As far as the test went, that was actually a piece of cake. I'm 84, and if you're 75 and or older, and you've been in, I forget how many years, 20, 30 years with a green card, then your pool that they draw the questions from, it drops way down. There's only about 20 questions or so you got to worry about, and they only ask you 10 of them, so that's not hard to memorize. As a matter of fact, they started off asking me, by the way, of that 10 you got to get 6 right. So they started asking, and I got the first 6 right, so they stopped asking. So I only got 6 questions. But what I did find, and this is for as far as studying, I found that there's an app. I got it from the Android Play Store, but I think it's there in the iPhone store too. It's called Practice Civics Test, and it's got all the questions there, and it's right. I downloaded it. Anyway, it's got all those questions there, and then it's got tests that you can go through, and it picks these questions up at random and so forth. And every chance I had, I just went through that, and by golly, just going through it over and over. And they're not hard questions. I knew most of them. I knew the answers. The only one that I can remember that stopped me for a minute, we asked, who's the Speaker of the House? And of course I said Nancy Pelosi. Well, unfortunately we've had an election since then, so that was the wrong wrong answer. But no, they're pretty easy questions. They're not hard. I don't know what else to say. As I say, everybody is helpful. I think another problem I did run into is the traffic getting there. And I went in on February the 21st. Well, that was a Tuesday morning after a long weekend, and everybody was going back to work. And I was supposed to be there at 9:15 and a half an hour early. So I was right there in rush hour, and it was a lot heavier than I had expected. So prepare for that. Incidentally, they fill up those parking spaces pretty good too. I had to walk about a block from where I parked to get to the main door.
At David Nguyen's law office, we are here to help you. We bring families together through immigration. And on the other hand, we help you find solutions. All your legal needs in the hands of people who care, who are there for you. We'll take care of your loved ones at the law office of David Nguyen.